Welcome in, welcome back to the channel, guys. Y'all recognize this? Hey, Dodge little, what is it? Caliber? Yes, Dodge Caliber. Alright guys, what's going on is, they say, the complaint says power steering noise, but you know, one of the first stages of trying to diagnose a problem is to verify the complaint. So let's try to do just that. Turn that radio off. Power steering noise, power steering whine is what she say. So let's give it a couple turns with the power steering and see what we hear. Now I got the AC off, I got any load off the engine. Hey, I see our airbag light on. Uh-oh, guys. I don't hear no power steering whine. I don't hear no power steering anything. Uh-oh. Y'all see that? So when I rev up on the engine, I'm getting a noise. Now, we're on to something, okay, guys? I'm glad this is doing this. That way I give me a chance to speak on it. Now, notice what I'm doing. I'm essentially using the power steering, but I don't hear any whine while I power steering. However, y'all hear that? When I step on the gas, I hear a whining noise. Now, how do you deal with that? Okay, naturally we got to get under the hood, but first we got to get in the shop, because what we want to do is utilize a word called isolation, guys. All right. Now, most cars, most front-wheel drive cars, most rear-wheel drive cars utilize one belt. One belt, we call a serpentine belt, that will rotate all the accessories attached to the engine from the crankshaft. All right. So now some cars have two, but I think this Caliber might have a 2.4 Whirl engine. I'm not sure. We're gonna find out. But what we need to do is isolate it. Now, I pretty much done discontinued, or I pretty much not thinking power steering at all. It's something attached. It's something that has something to do when there's more RPM. Because when you give a car gas, you raise the RPM. So whatever accessory that may be causing that will be, you should be able to hear it when you rev up the engine. All right, and what I mean by accessories, I'm talking about power steering pump, alternator, AC compressor. The AC is not on. In fact, let's turn it on. See, do we add any additional load or noise to it? Yeah, that's a loud whine. Now, not because the compressor on, but it's just a loud whine. Guys, we got to get in the shop. What I plan on doing is removing the serpentine belt. All right, I'll show y'all what I'm talking about, because we need to try to isolate this noise. I'm gonna take the belt off and then rev the car up and see if the engine is still there. See if the noise is still there. If the noise is not there, that means the noise is coming from one of those accessories. So we'll talk some more once we get in the shop, guys. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, guys. We're now in the shop. Let's pop this hood. In fact, I'm gonna leave it running. Wow, you can hear it louder now. Let's pop the hood and go see. Hey, little bitty four banger. All right, guys. You know the cars nowadays are equipped with electronic throttle control, so there's no more going out to the car, grabbing the cable and the throttle and go. In other words, you can't raise the idle out here under the hood. Somebody literally has to be pressing on the gas. Now, what I mean by accessories, guys, you see this one serpentine belt. It is operating every accessory on the car, including the power steering, which is what they thought it was, including the alternator. There's a couple of idle pulleys down there. So what we need to do, guys, is get that belt off. Like I said, I'm gonna take the belt off and I'm gonna rev the engine up and see if the noise is still there. If not, the noise coming from an accessory, so I'll literally start spinning accessories to see if I can reproduce the noise, the whining noise, and that will let me know which accessory is responsible for making the noise. Alright, so let's get the car in the air and go from here, guys. Stay tuned. Alrighty, guys. Oh, yeah, it could be a number of things, guys. You got an idler pulley right here, idle pulley right there. Well, I think the power steering up front, this is an AC. What in the world could this be? A lot of accessories driving on this one belt, guys. It's a serpentine belt. So I'm gonna take the belt off. And remember when I said we're gonna start the car and see what happens. Okay, or see if the noise is still there. Alright, noise only when you're revving it up, guys. So let me grab some wrenches and let's try to get this belt off. I don't know, I think this is the tensioner, so I'm gonna grab my 16 millimeter and see what happens. Let's get it. Wow, guys, y'all hear that? That is definitely one of the noise. Here's another idler pulley up here. Oh, this one feel like it's seized. But remember, guys, we need to start the car. Let me take the belt all the way off because I don't want it to get snagged while the car is running. Even the alternator bearing is noisy. I need to have some gloves on. No noise there. See, I got two more pulleys up top. So let me let the car down. We're gonna start it up and see if noise still present. Let's get it. All right, guys, I have the car down. Now, yeah, no noise coming from the power. And here goes another. Ooh, I can feel some play in that, but as playing, guys, let's start the car, rev it up and see if we hear the same noise. All right, here we go. You don't want to run it too long, guys, so be careful. Remember, we're running without alternator power, no power steering. All right, so let me press on the gas. There you go, guys. No power, no noise, no whining noise. So it has to be, the noise has to be coming from one of the accessories. That same whining noise that we heard outside is gone. Only because I have the belt off. The belt runs all the accessories. One of those accessories are creating that whining noise. Okay. Again, let's go back out and spin every pulley and see if we can manually find out which pulley, which accessory is responsible for the noise. Let's get it. Okay, guys, from my bottom observation, that whining noise is coming. I can't spin this alternator over. Oh man, I can feel the grrr in the alternator. I can't spin it over fast enough where you guys can hear it. Okay, but my observations telling me that alternator and those three idler pulleys need to be replaced. I'm not hearing anything from the power steering or the compressor. So I want to say we need an alternator, guys. Now, as far as history of this car, yes, alternators. But you shouldn't carry that sense with you from car to car to car. Every car gonna have a unique problem to them, but I wouldn't necessarily associate with it. In other words, I wouldn't say, oh, a caliber with whining noise, it's guaranteed to be the alternator. you still should go by checking it. All right, that very well could be if it's a known issue with that said car or that said make and model. But for the most part, still proceed with verifying the system, guys. Verifying the problem, because nothing like embarrassment. What if it's not the alternator? So I'd really verify. So I'm going with I can hear whine, I can feel grit. Ooh, this idler pulley on the bottom with this tension on it. Think about this tensioner, guys. The tensioner is expensive, and you can, however, replace the pulley by itself. So depending on how many miles, this car has a lot of miles. That's the only reason why I would recommend the tensioner. But y'all know the drill. I can't lay these videos open. I'm going to write up an estimate. Taking a look at that belt. I'm going to go with a new belt also. All right. And then I'm going to clean this stall up, number one. Okay, so that's where we stand, guys. I need a belt, an alternator, 3 idler pulleys, 2 idler pulleys, and that tensioner. That should get rid of her noise. That should repair her car. Now I have to look the car over as required by the automotive industry. I need to look the car over and find out what else you need. I'm gonna remove coils and look at spark plugs. It's called upsell, guys. Write up what it needs. Okay, I'm not gonna write up anything it doesn't need. I'm gonna check the air filter, see if she need a tune-up, things like that. I'm gonna take a peek. Well, I already have the wheel off on this side. No, I thought I did. But I'm gonna look at the brakes, the transmission. What is this, a CVT? I don't know if they want. I'm just gonna go talk to customer and see what all she want to do, guys. So I'm not gonna leave the video open. If she buy all this stuff, then we'll crank up another video and knock it out, guys. All right, but for now we'll just call this a look over diagnostic video. All right, some of you guys really want to see this stuff. So some of you guys aspiring mechanics, this may be a route you can take when diagnosing such a whining noise. Remember what happened, guys. They turn out not to be a power steering whining noise, but it's still a noise. The customer don't know what's creating the noise, so verbally they would say, I hear power steering noise. It's up to you, the mechanic, the technician, to figure out, to dissect what the customer is trying to say. All right, and make sure you give an accurate diagnosis. All right, that's all I have. Thanks for watching.